Hey guys, we're back. So what we're going to do today is make this melting clock. This mold is from Pouring Your Heart Out. I've had it for a little while, but I've been very intimidated by it. I've been wanting to make it, but so I've came up with an idea. Don't know if it's going to work, but I'm going to mix up my polyurethane Let's resin 1:1. I'm just going to mix up just a little bit, and then I'm going to fill up my numbers. That way that can cure. Once that's completely cured, takes about 10 minutes, I have this eye candy dye color, and it's supposed to be like a satin white. And what I want to do is paint a few little spots just here and there all over the mold. Hope the white will show up. And then I'm going to back the whole thing with this little piggy, Blue Eyes, because I think it looks like the sky. But I'm going to put on these temporary tattoos, different butterflies, I've got different ones, on the mold after I do my numbers, and that way it can look like the butterflies are flying through the sky. Alright, so let's see if I can mix up just a little bit of this polyurethane resin. I'm going to do it by weight. Come on now. Because I don't want to mix up too much because this cures so fast. I'm not sure how much I want to do. Okay. 11. Let's go for 30. Come on. Now I know that's got to weigh. Do 15 of each. And we know this mixes up really quickly and it gets hot really fast. That's why I don't want to do very much of it, because I know I can't mix up enough to do all of the letters before it cures. This scale sometimes just takes a second to... There we go. Alright, let's mix this up really quick. I have a pipelet, whatever it's called, that I'm going to use to try to fill these numbers up. I'm hoping because I mixed up so little that it won't cure very fast on me. So I can feel it getting warm. Alright. And if I get it on my mold, once it dries, I can peel it off. I'm hoping this little thing works. Probably should have started with the bigger letters first, huh? Or numbers, I mean. And like I said, any overflow I can peel off. It's starting to cure already. Okay, I'm going to dump this into, I have a dump mold, and I'm going to have to mix up even less than that. Because that cured really quickly. Wow. I don't think I've ever seen it cure that quick. mean, it has just gelled up. Alright guys, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you guys on hold as I do the rest of these, because it's going to take me some time. And I'll be back. Alright guys, so I'm back. That actually was a lot easier than I thought it would be. I threw the pipette away. And I just mixed up 10 grams in a little tiny cup. I poured it in each one. And that was it. The overflow peeled right off. It was so simple. I thought it was going to be, I had a little bit of spots here and there. I thought it was going to be rough, but it wasn't. So now, I'm going to apply my temporary tattoos. I'm just going to put that on there. I'm applying these directly to the mold. Because the way this mold is made, I'm going to do a clear coat over the front of it to cover that tattoos once it's done. Otherwise, they would be sticky. I've already peeled off the coating on this. And I'm just putting these here and there. I cut out a few that I thought would look cute on this mold. But I want them to look like they're flying in the sky. Will it work? Who knows? But I'm going to try. I just took my temporary tattoos and I cut out around them so that they were a little bit smaller. Just dabbing those with water. I kind of thought I'd need another one, so I have another one here already. Just have to peel the clear part off, and I'm just going to cut around this. They're very sticky. And then I have some little tiny ones I'm going to put on there too. But I just want to make it look like butterflies flying in the sky. I don't want to put him upside down, do I? And you won't be able to see through the blue. So that will that'll cover to where you won't see the back. Okay, that one looks like it's ready. When the back slides off, it's done. And I just slide those right off. They're so simple to apply. And it just takes a second. Okay, he needs another minute. Alright, let me get me a microfiber cloth. Because I need to dry up all that water. I don't want water spots. And I know that it will leave water spots if I just leave it alone. So I'm just putting this over it. Just tapping the water up anywhere I see it. Is he ready? Yeah, he's ready. Okay. Alright guys, I think that's cute. I love butterflies and dragonflies. Okay, now, my eye candy Dega. I guess that's how you pronounce it. I have no clue. This is supposed to be like a satin type of white. And I'm just going to get some white on it. And I just want to dab a few places here and there to make it look like clouds. I'm not going to get it too close to my numbers because of I don't want it to blend because my numbers are white. And I am covering this in blue. And like I said, I'm just going to put some white here and there. And the white may not even show up through the blue. I don't know if it will or not. But I thought it'd be nice to try. Okay, I think that'll be plenty. The lid back on this. Now what I'm going to do is I have this little vacuum thing that I'm going to blow all this extra dust off. Alright, now we know I made a mess. It looks like it's caked up. Alright. Now it's scattered around a little bit, but I'm not worried about that because I think it'll just make it look more like clouds. Alright guys, I'm going to mix up some resin. Try to figure out how much this is going to take. And then I'll be right back once I get it mixed up. And we'll do the pour. See you guys in a minute. Alright guys, so we're back. I mixed up my resin. I mixed up 330 gram of 1:1 resin. I did put it in the debubbler. I put it in 2 different cups to put it in the debubbler because this is almost 11 ounces and this is an 18-ounce cup. Now I'm going to take this little piggy blue eyes and I'm going to put a bunch of that in that cup and mix it up. Get this open. Alright, just going to put a few little scoops in here. Let's see how that looks. I want it to be the color of the sky, and I thought this was a really pretty color. That kind of reminds me of the sky. I can feel my resin heating up just because there's so much of it. And you know, if you have this much resin in a cup, what's it going to do? It's going to cure a lot faster and you're at risk of flash cure. But I want my color to be the same color. I don't want to mix up 2 different cups and then pour 2 different pours. Oh, that's really pretty. I'm just making sure that mica is mixed up really well. Okay, now I'm just going to pour this over this mold, hopefully get all of these little areas, the little melting parts. I might have to push it in some of these at the bottom. Just because of how they're made. Color pour out. It's actually going in there very well. I think this will be a pretty clock. I've been wanting to make this mold for a long time, but like I said, I was very intimidated by it just because of the numbers, some of them being so small. And I knew that Julie Cutts, who makes this mold, she uses the polyurethane resin in it, but I didn't know how well it would work, or how well let's just say I knew it would work. She does it. I didn't know how well I would be able to do it. And on her page on eBay, I looked it up and it said this holds around 11 ounces, 330 grams of resin. That's why I mixed up what I did. Most of her molds will tell you what they hold, so you're not having to guess. It kind of takes the guesswork out of it, and not having to put water or rice in your mold to try to figure out how much resin it's going to hold. Now, I don't know if the white will turn out white. I don't know if it'll look more silver. I'm hoping it'll stay white since this is a light color. But we will see tomorrow when we demold it and go to do the clear top coat over those temporary tattoos. There we go. I'm a little leery about taking a torch to this because that's a very thin layer of resin over the back of that, and I do not want to burn this mold. Like I said, I've had this mold for a while because I love this mold. Alright, let me just close everything up here so I don't spill it everywhere. And I think I'm just going to spritz it with a little isopropyl alcohol. And that will get rid of my bubbles. Now, you know, when mica cures, it does its own little thing. It'll move, and then most of the time it will look really smooth once it cures. Alcohol can affect that and leave a, I wouldn't say it's a film, just kind of speckled, maybe spotted, like watermarks almost. Alright guys, I'm going to let this cure overnight. It's completely full. It doesn't look like there's any places that are at risk of overflowing. So we will come back tomorrow, demold this clock, and then put a clear coat over those tattoos and finish it up. So I'll see you guys later. Hey guys, so we're back. It's the next evening and this is cured. So let's demold this. I'm hoping it turned out not... I'm excited about it, but I know my luck. Usually it's not going to look like what I want it to. I've already mixed up 2 ounces of clear resin to put over the front where I put the tattoos because they will be sticky. And putting a very thin layer of clear resin over it will cover that stickiness. If I can almost. Okay. Let's see what this looks like, guys. Oh, it does look good. It turned out. It's a little bendable steel. I have some little plugs that I got from Windows something another. I'm going to get, and I'm going to plug this up so I can put my clear resin on there. So, I'll see you guys in just a minute. Alright guys, so I found them. These are hole markers for resin. It has 4 different sizes in here, and I got it from littlewindows.com. Now, I'm going to use this largest one, and if I turn it this way, it's still, you can see, still just not quite big enough. So, because it has the plunger end on, I'm going to push that plunger down in that hole, and that will give me enough to cover that hole up completely. There we go. And if there's anything that gets around that, I can take my scalpel and clean it up. Now, I mixed my resin up. I did put it in the debubbler, but I've got bubbles in it because of, I stirred it up quite a bit. So I'm just going to take my heat gun, do that a little bit. Now, because this isn't in the mold anymore, I can take the heat gun once I put it on here. I'm hoping 2 ounces would be enough, and I really think it will be. I'm just going to pour this around. So I'm going to spread it. I just want to do a clear layer, like I said, over those tattoos. I'll need a thicker clock piece for this, just because I'm adding all this extra resin. So I'm not sure what size I might need. And I'm not going to put it in the numbers because there's no point. There's no, just the numbers that are open. But the others, there's no point because of, unless it doesn't look good. And then I'll put a little in there to equal it out. There's no butterfly tattoos or anything in the numbers is what I was going to say. Okay. Get my little silicone spreading tool and I'm just going to spread this out. I'm so pleased with this clock. I'm surprised it turned out this well. I'm so happy. Sometimes you get discouraged when you do resin and your stuff doesn't turn out and you're just like, oh, I can't do anything right. So just makes your day when something turns out how you wanted it to, how you envisioned it. Trying not to get my head in the way. Get it around those numbers really well. I'll be keeping this clock for myself. I love this mold. I'm going to have to clean that 2 off on the 12. I got it on top of it. Get around the back side of the numbers. Need to get some to go inside that 5. I'll probably end up putting some in each number just because of I'm too OCD and we'll have to have it all look the same. So yeah, I'll probably fill in just a little bit in each number. Go around that. Resin is supposed to be self-leveling, but sometimes you find that it just doesn't want to level in some places on its own. I see a little bubble I'm going to pick out of that 9. Alright guys, let's see if I can get just a little of this resin down in each of those numbers without messing this piece up. I want it to be even. I don't want it to have too much in there that it won't match the rest of the piece. Got some on top of that 8. I'll have to wipe off. Dip some of that out of that 9. I put too much in him. So let's see here. I'm going to get that off. And that 2. Get that off of there. Now, where did I see that little bubble? I think the 8's okay now. A little spot that's needs covered over. See, some of these areas just look like they are not level or something maybe, and the resin's coming off. And not completely covering it. Let's get the 4. Don't want to forget him. Come on, drip down. Another little drip. You can do it. There you go. Spread that out down in there. Okay guys, how does it look? Just gonna put what's left of this resin in there. So 11 ounces to do the clock. It wasn't very much to do the numbers. Probably 1 ounce would do all the numbers. So 11 ounces for the clock, 1 ounce for the numbers, and then 2 ounces to cover my temporary tattoos. So 13 ounces for the whole piece. I really thought it would use more. Alright, I'm going to put that in my little drainer thing over there. It's a mat for doming that I got from littlewindows.com, but I don't use it for doming. I use it to put my cups on upside down after I've used them, and it drains the resin out. It works really well. Let me clean my hands off, guys. I've got resin all over me. I can't do anything without making a mess. Are there any spots that have moved around, opened up, and covered? I think it looks really good. I'm very pleased. All right. Stand up on the stool so I can see what you guys see. Oh, I love this clock. All right, guys. I'll see you back for the next video.